Welcome back to another episode of Baxter's Buzz. I am your host, Baxter E. Hall. Welcome to my brain. Welcome to my frequency. Enter at your own risk.
Oh boy.
Today, I have a wonderful guest with me, the founder of MG Group,
Mhm,
Erika Monae.
mhm.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good, good. You know how we do. I'm just excited to chat, per usual. The way that I go about this is the people that I would like to talk to off air are the people that I want to have these conversations with on air. So, people that I'm a fan of, people that I like, people that I'm sort of digging their direction. And so, of course, you check all those boxes. So let's get into it. I posed a question. I think I came across a TED talk recently, and I posed a question on Facebook, maybe a week or so ago, about what's scarier to folks. I want to get your opinion. What's scarier to you, in your opinion, success or failure?
Mm, that's a really good question. Um, Scarier. Honestly, I would say success.
Hmm.
I would say success. And I say success because in the world that we live in, not only are people hating on you and they're expecting you to fail, but if you are looking to succeed in any way, it's more scarier to actually reach that goal than it is to fall through the cracks and something just doesn't work out. It's kind of like almost as if we automatically think like if we fail, that's okay because I was kind of expecting it.
Hmm.
Whereas success is like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah.
So I think when we have that perspective, it's like success can look really, really scary because you really don't know what that's going to look like, nor the type of attention um and just whatever you may reap from it. Like you don't know what that's going to be, but when you know
Yeah.
you fail, you like, oh yeah, I ain't gonna get it.
Well, right. There's a lot of unknowns in success where failure, typically we have a better handle on it, right? Where we're just like, basically you're where you started.
Exactly.
It's funny you mentioned like haters. I had someone ask me. I had posted a while back about dealing with like nervous energy, and sort of how to cope with that. And someone said, can you post something? Can you make something about how to deal with like negative people like in your life? Um, do you feel like people are afraid of success because um, they don't want to deal with like the additional, like the new people that are going to be around, or do you feel like people are more afraid of failure because they don't want the haters to be like, well, see, I knew you couldn't do it, or that sort of thing, like.
Yeah, I think it's both. I think 'cause for some people who are competitive, I think they do want to prove people wrong. And that's just, and honestly, not even like, ha, I proved you wrong, but it's something internal inside of them of wanting to just succeed. So people who are just competitive in that way are like, yeah, I told you so. Like, I knew I was going to do it. You the one that thought otherwise. But then also, success brings unknown. So then that brings different people, either not necessarily into your circle, but just around you in a way where you never know how they feel, what their intentions are, what their agenda is. So you kind of feel like, I don't know if they got my best interest at heart, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just, you kind
Again,
of
it's
just
another
walk on eggshells
unknown.
with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's another unknown. um with the EMG group, you have so many different things going on, your workshops, coaching and consulting. From an HR perspective, kind of what's going on in the HR world right now? Like, what are you seeing? Just if you could share something briefly about maybe what you're seeing, or what you may be hearing is going on in the world of human resources right now.
What I am hearing, and it's funny because we're talking about success. Um, I'm feeling that a lot of HR professionals are at the point where they're beginning to breathe, not completely, but they are beginning to breathe. 2020, everybody was winging it and trying to make sure that people were safe. People had support and resources to just get through the pandemic. And now we're at a point where we're still in the pandemic, of course, but we have a little bit of experience up under our belt now. We have a year of being, in this pandemic. So it's just people are feeling a tad bit more comfortable, I would say, with how to move forward in the HR world. I think another thing is talent acquisition. People are really getting creative and trying to figure out how to get the best talent on their teams, how to retain the best talent on their teams. A lot of people who are talented are leaving their organizations and going somewhere else. And it's like, well, why are they leaving? They never said they were unhappy or so all of that. So I think those are kind of the top two things that I've been seeing the most or hearing the most from my HR peeps.
Cool. Yeah, recruiting has become, I have a client that's out of Colorado, and they just lost someone to a firm in Chicago. And before this virtual sort of world, it would have never probably even been conceivable that they'd lose somebody from across the country, right?
Yeah.
As many things has changed and as many challenges, there has been some interesting developments in the virtual world and how that affects retention and recruiting for HR folks for sure. Cool, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing. Listen, we would love to get your thoughts and feedback in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe if you're looking at it on YouTube and all that good stuff. And until next time, peace.